Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my first video. My name's Becca and today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute yoga practice for flexibility. So let's get started. We're going to start in a nice comfortable seated position. I'm currently sitting on a yoga block, but just a cushion will do, anything to support your hips as we sit in meditation for a few minutes. So just rest your hands somewhere comfortable on your body. This can be on your knees or just out in front of the feet if you prefer. You can have your hands flat on your knees or you can take Jai Mudra. Pop your thumb and your first finger together and we'll close the eyes. And we're just going to start to work on our breathing just for a few moments before we start to move. So just start to notice the natural speed of your breath today. Notice whether that's fast or slow. And if it is quite fast, we're just looking to slow it down. So we're just looking to start to deepen the breath, really becoming mindful of those movements in your chest and in your tummy. Feeling those gentle rises and falls in your chest. And feeling those movements become longer as you deepen the breath. We're also looking to calm the mind. So bring your awareness to the mind and start to notice if the mind is quite quiet and peaceful already, or you might start to notice that your mind is wandering quite a lot. It might be quite busy in the mind. So if this is the case, we're just wanting to clear the mind and we're wanting to let the mind become quiet. And whenever thoughts do start to pass through your mind, we're just simply letting them pass. We're not dwelling on them. We're not letting them spoil the meditation. We're just simply letting them pass and bringing your awareness straight back to your body, to your breath. Doing this as many times as you need to. It doesn't matter how much the mind wanders, as it's always going to do that, as long as we're bringing it back as soon as we become aware of that wandering. And just take notice of your body for a moment. Notice how the body feels. Notice if there's areas of tension or stiffness. And also noticing all the areas in the body that feel good right now, comfortable, strong. And noticing that balance in your body between the two. And then to finish off our meditation, we'll do 3 rounds of the full yoga breath. So if you're a beginner, I'll take you through the full yoga breath. So basically we're breathing through all parts of our upper body. So we're going to breathe in and focus on the tummy here. So breathing in through the tummy and then we're lifting the breath up into the chest. Taking one final lift and bringing the air up to the collarbones. And then exhale, letting all that go. So empty your chest, empty your tummy. So it's just a 3-part breath, as we sometimes call it. So we'll do that 2 more times. Nice inhale, filling up your tummy, filling up your chest, lifting into your collarbones. And exhale, empty your chest, empty your tummy, let that breath go. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale, coming all the way in through the upper body, fill up tummy, fill up chest. And exhale, empty your chest, empty your tummy, release your breath. And then just let your breath come back to its more natural rhythm. And we'll start to move. So we're starting off today's practice on our hands and knees. So gently just come to a hands and knees position, shoulders above wrists, hips above your knees. And then we're going to start to do it in a position called half monkey pose, half Hanuman. So we're stepping our right foot through between the hands and we're straightening out the right leg. So don't worry if this leg goes completely straight or not, a bend in the knee is absolutely fine here. It is quite a deep hamstring stretch. And it's up to you whether you have your foot placed on the mat or you point the toes up. And then we'll exhale, walk the hands forward and just lower down over that right leg. And just spend a moment there. So we should be feeling a nice hamstring stretch going along the back of that right leg. Remember to bend your knee as much as you need to if you find this stretch hurts the body, or if there's discomfort here, it should be a nice comfortable stretch. And then we're going to inhale, we're going to lift the body and bend the knee. So the knee is right above the ankle here, we want that to be just in line. And inhale, bring the arms up, relax the shoulders and gaze forwards. So just spending a moment there, we're breathing. This is low lunge, crescent lunge pose. So just letting the breath be easy here, sinking into the hips facing forward, and we want a little inner thigh stretch here, but not too much. We'll exhale, bring those hands back down and take half monkey once more on this side. Straighten your front leg and exhale, fold over. Remembering to bend your knee as much as you need to. And just feeling this stretch within your body, feeling this nice hamstring opener. This is a great one to do if you're working towards the full splits. Or if you're a beginner, this is a great one just for working on that hamstring flexibility and getting rid of tightness. Inhale, we'll come into the lunge one more time on this side. Bend the knee, knee above the ankle. And inhale, arms up, crescent lunge pose. Again, just sinking into those hips. Nice inner thigh stretch going on here. The arms are reached, but the shoulders are relaxed at the same time. And from here, I'll give you the option to come into a little spinal twist. So pop your left hand on your right knee and bring your right hand out behind the body, looking out over your right shoulder. And just hold that for a moment. Make sure this twist feels comfortable in the body. If not, just come out a little, turn the body forward so you're only in a slight twist. Always doing what feels good for you here. And then we'll inhale, turn the body forward again, reach those arms back up. And exhale, hands back down. And moving back to our hands and knees position here. Just readjusting yourself as necessary here. Shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. And then we'll just do that little sequence on the opposite sides. So step your left foot through this time, straighten the legs, spend a moment here to start off with. As you can see, my leg's not completely straight either. We do want a little bit of softness here in the knees, just to help that hamstring release a bit more. You can point your toes up for a deeper stretch if you want to, but there's no pressure to do this. You can keep that foot on the mat if it's easier. And exhale, walk your hands forwards and relax your head down. And just relax here for a moment, feeling that same stretch here on your left side. So don't worry if it feels slightly different on this side to your right. One hamstring might be slightly more tight than the other. This is completely normal. And also don't worry if you don't feel like you're very far forwards. An easy way to fix this is just to bend the knee a little more so you can comfortably fold forward that a little bit more. But most of all, we're just relaxing the upper body here. And breathe, and always keeping that breath nice and calm. Inhale, we'll bend the knee. Lining your left knee up with your left ankle this time, facing forwards. And inhale, bringing those arms up. Sinking into the hips again here, looking for that same inner thigh stretch that we get in low lunge, crescent lunge. And And just hold that for a moment. Make sure your knee stays forward and doesn't drift off to the side. Shoulders relaxed, arms up. And just that nice steady breath. The breath's very important in our yoga. Feeling that prana flowing through the body as we breathe. Our prana is our life energy. Exhale, hands down, either side of the foot, and then straightening our front leg again for one more half Hanuman, half monkey. Drop your head down. And again, just feeling that hamstring open and stretch. Going all the way through the back of that left leg. If it gets uncomfortable at all, you can bend the knee a little more, or you can pop that foot back down if you've pointed the toes up. Always doing what feels good for you. We're always listening to our bodies, never trying to push anything. It's all about what feels good for you. And then inhale, coming up for one more low lunge. Reach those arms up. And again, sink into those hips a little bit. Breathe in here, nice inner thigh stretch. Relax shoulders, arms up, and gazing forwards. Knees staying forward. And then we can come into our twist again. So pop your right hand on your left knee and your left hand out behind you. So peeking out over your left shoulder. And again, just take a few breaths there, making sure your spinal twist feels okay for your body. If you can't quite reach the leg, that's fine. You can just reach that arm out behind you. If it's uncomfortable, come out slightly. If you want to come deeper, just turn a little more to the left. Inhale, turn forward, arms up. And then exhale, lowering those hands back down. And moving back to our hands and knees. So you'll feel the inner thighs and hamstrings really stretched out now. So we're going to come up onto the knees here. And you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to turn forward to face the side of the mat just so it's easier. So we're going to come into gate pose. So popping your hands on your hips here, we're just going to take the right leg out to the right side. And then from here, we're bringing our arms out to shoulder height. And on our exhale, we're sliding that right hand down the right leg until we've got an inner thigh stretch along the right inner thigh. Our left arm can either reach up towards the ceiling, and you might just stay here, or you can take a little side stretch by bringing the left arm up and over to the right. So we want to be lovely and open here. Try not to drop the chest down towards the ground. We want to be nice and open, arm alongside the ear. And if it's comfortable, look up under that left arm. Holding that there for a moment and breathing and just feeling that stretch, feeling your body start to wake up here. We're really stretching out the inner thighs and the side body. Inhale, lift up. Hold there in the center for just a moment, arms out, breathing away. And then we're just going to take one more. So exhale, right hand down, right leg, lifting the left arm either straight up to the ceiling or drop down to the right. Doesn't matter how far we come down to the right here, even if it's just a tiny little bit, that's absolutely fine. Again, listen to your bodies, making sure you're only coming to where your body allows, not pushing anything in yoga. And of course, keeping that breath going through the nose. Inhale, lift up and drop those arms. We'll come to the opposite side, bring the knees back together and take the left leg out this time. Arms out to shoulder height. And exhale, sliding the left hand down the left leg until you feel that same inner thigh stretch. Right arms reaching up towards the ceiling. And again, if you want to, you can just stay here and work on the posture from here, or bring the right arm overhead. I should have said this on the other side as well. You can bend this knee here if you need to on your straightened leg. just to help make that stretch a little less intense. Looking up under the arm if it's comfortable, making sure you're lovely and open and you're not dropping down towards the ground. Nice open in our side stretch, heart opens towards the ceiling. Few more breaths here. Inhale, coming up. Arms out to shoulder height, just rest here in this position just for a moment. And then we're going to come down again to gate just once more. Exhale, slide that left hand down the left leg, right arm up and alongside the ear. And just breathe in. Making sure your breath's steady. It's always common in side stretch poses to hold the breath. We don't want to do this. So if you are, it's often a sign you've gone a little too far. So just come out until you can breathe with ease. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, release your arms and come back to hands and knees. We're just going to take a couple of quick cat-cow movements here. So on your exhale, we're going to lift the shoulders and drop the heads, coming into a cat pose, almost like an angry cat here. And then we're inhaling, we're dropping the tummy, arch in the back, coming into a cow pose. This one doesn't look anything like a cow, but it is what it is. Exhale, drop your head, lift your shoulders, find cat. And inhale, drop your tummy, arch your back, gaze forward and find cow pose. Lovely, and then we'll just bring the spine back to a neutral position. And we're going to come up into a downward facing dog from here. So press your hands into the mat, spread your fingertips wide. We're tucking the back toes, and then we're just sending the hips up and back to find that downward facing dog. So we want our feet to be hip width apart here roughly, and we want our hands to be about shoulder width apart. And our shoulders, there's plenty of space in the shoulders, try not to hug them up towards the ears. Head and neck are relaxed, and we want to have a mixture between feeling the strength and the length in this pose. So you're feeling a hamstring stretch, but your arms are also very switched on. And from here, we're just going to start to walk the feet through towards the hands. And then we're exhaling, we're finding a standing forward bend here. So I often find it easier here to grab the backs of the legs. But if you want to, you can reach the hands down for the floor instead. So our tailbone is going up towards the ceiling as we come down into our standing forward bends. And we're feeling a stretch in the hamstrings here. We're going to exhale, we're going to bend the left knee. Drop the left hand either down to the ground or grab onto your leg with it. And inhale, take the right arm up. Opening up towards the ceiling for an extra hamstring stretch here. Hold there for a moment. Remember, if it's too deep a stretch in the right leg, bend it a little more, just as long as it's not as bent as our left leg. Exhale, release, bend your right leg, straighten your left, and inhale, left arm's coming up. And again, just hold there for a moment, feeling that extra hamstring stretch along the back of your left leg. Exhale, drop down. And then we're clasping the hands behind the body, squeezing the shoulders and just seeing if we can lift those arms up. Relax the head down for another extra hamstring stretch. Just softening the knees a little bit here, if that stretch becomes too deep. Exhale, let go, release your hands. And inhale, we're going to come up nice and slowly to standing, uncurling your spinal vertebra. One at a time here. Lifting your head up last and just rocking the shoulders back and forth here. we'll turn forward and take some side stretches before we do some sun salutations. So on your inhale, lift the arms up, clasp the hands together. Exhale, move the body to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop to the left. Feeling that right side body opening up and stretching. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. And then we're going to come forward to the front of our mats and just do 2 rounds of sun salutations. So on your exhale, bringing your hands together at your heart. And then we're going to inhale, lift, take a slight back bend, look up. Exhale, send the hips back and flow forward and down, find standing forward fold. Right leg stepping back, dropping the knee, gazing forward to find a runner's lunge pose here. Remember, knee stays above your ankle in our lunge poses. Inhale, we're stepping back to a plank. So shoulders in line with your wrists here, nice straight line with the body. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. And inhale, press up. Find cobra pose. If your lower back's sore here, feel free to drop down into a sphinx pose. Forearms on the mat. And then we're exhaling, bending the knees, tucking the toes and pressing up and back to find downward facing dog. So just taking a few breaths here in our downward facing dog. And you can start to move if you want to. Bend those knees one at a time, walk the dog as we call it. And you can even just rise up and down on the tiptoes. That'll help release tight hamstrings. Our heels don't need to touch the mat here, as long as they're going in that direction. So heels are heading towards the mat, but they don't need to get there. And you want your weight to be evenly spread between your arms and your legs. So find in that position where the weight is evenly spread. And then we'll drop down to the hands and knees and step the foot through to come back to our lunge. Exhale, left side, standing forward bend. Inhale, lift up, take a slight back bend, look up. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Lovely, we'll do 1 more round. Inhale, take a lift, take a gentle back bend. Exhale, send the hips back and flow forward, come back down. Left leg stepping back. Drop your knee, gaze forward. And inhale, step back, find that plank, nice and strong here. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin down to the mat. And inhale again, we're heading up to cobra or sphinx. Exhale, bend your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog once again. So just checking that alignment, feet about hip width apart, hands about shoulder width apart. Taking some movement if you want to, bending those knees one at a time. This is a good one to do to release tight hamstrings. Making sure your breath stays nice and calm in downward dog. The breath and the mind are staying calm here even though the body is working hard. And then we'll send our left leg through. Step it forward, drop the knees, and come back to the lunge. Exhale, right side, standing forward fold. Inhale, lifting up, taking a slight back bend. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Lovely, from here we're gonna come down and take a rest in child's pose. So sit back on your heels here. And then we're lowering down over the knees, arms down by your sides, head rests to the mat. If if your head doesn't quite get to the mat, feel free to put a yoga block down or a cushion or a pillow. Rest your head on that instead. And just take a few breaths there in child's pose. So we're starting to relax the body here, check back in with the breath, check back in with the body, and start to calm everything right back down. And then we'll inhale, slowly start to come back up. Step back on the heels. And we're coming into staff pose here. So walk your sit bones back. We want a nice long spine in staff. So this will depend on how long your arms are, where you place them next to the body. So I've got quite long arms, so mine will go slightly behind my hips to keep the spine long. If you've got shorter arms, they'll come slightly in front of the hips. And if you've got arms that are kind of in the middle, they'll just go next to the hips here. So find out what that is for you today, where your arms are going for your Dandasana pose. And then we're going to come into some seated forward folds here. So start off by bending your left knee, and then the left foot's going to the inside of the right inner thigh. Right leg is facing forward. And on an inhale, we're going to lift those arms. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward and down over that right leg. So I like to do a little head movement that helps me get a little deeper into the pose without hurting the hamstring. So on your inhale, you can look up at the foot, and on the exhale, just gaze down at the leg. And just doing this a few times can really help you move deeper into that forward fold. Another thing about these folds is it's always more about the fold than how straight the leg is. So feel free to bend the knee a little more if you feel like you're maybe up here and you can't get any further down. Bend your knee and start to relax more into the fold. We want to find that balance between a good stretch and also being able to relax the upper body. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, drop them down, and we'll swap legs. Taking the left leg forward, bend the right knee. And then pop the right foot to the inside of the left inner thigh, right knee drops down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold forward over that left leg. It doesn't matter where you can reach your hands here, by the way. It can be anywhere on the leg, doesn't have to be all the way down to the foot. And then exhale, drop the head down. Take a few breaths here. And just relax there again, finding that balance between effort and relaxation. We're getting a lovely hamstring stretch, but we're also able to relax the body, so find that balance. It's always key to postures like these. And then we'll inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, drop the hands back down. Stretching both legs forward this time for full Paschimottanasana. So inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, start to fold forward from the hips. You can bend your knees on your way down if you need to. Drop your hands wherever they get to on the legs. And exhale, drop the head down towards the legs. Again, we can do our little head movement here. Inhale, gaze to toes. Exhale, drop the head down. And just doing that a few times can really help you just move that little bit deeper into your posture without hurting the legs. Making sure the hamstrings feel okay here, bending the knees if they don't. And just try and relax your upper body as much as you can. We'll take a few more breaths here. And then we'll inhale, lift back up, reach the arms. Exhale to rock the hands back down by your sides. And then from here we'll come and lie down. Hug the knees into your chest quickly here. Rock from side to side or make some small circles with your knees to help release any lower back tension. And then from here we're going to come straight into Shavasana. So coming into Shavasana pose, lying down on your mat, arms out by your sides, palms facing up, legs straight out in front of the body, and we're closing the eyes. And from here just start to slow down your breathing again. Feeling your chest start to rise and fall with each breath. And start to calm your mind back down. With every exhalation, release any tension and negativity from the body. And imagine yourself inhaling a lovely bright light of positivity. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. You can lie here in this relaxation for as long as you wish. Namaste.